So let me share with you a story. A story about a man in a far northern kingdom in China. There lived a man. And this man, he owned a horse, a beautiful horse. It was so beautiful that people from all around would come to see his horse, to admire its beauty and to congratulate him. "Oh, it's beautiful. You're really lucky, you know." And the man would shrug and say, perhaps. But a blessing can sometimes be a curse. Well, sometime later, his horse ran away, disappeared, and those very same people would come to him and say, "Oh, that's terrible bad luck. You should have built a fence." And they said, "Oh, such bad luck." And the man said, perhaps. But you know, sometimes a curse can be a blessing. Some weeks later, his horse returned, but not alone. With it, it brought 21 wild horses. And by the law of the land, those 21 horses became the property of that man. And everybody congratulated him. "You're really lucky, you know. I'm so jealous. You must be blessed." And the man shrugged and said, "Perhaps. But you know, sometimes a blessing can be a curse." Some time after his horse returned, his one and only son decided he wanted to try and ride one of the wild horses. But it wasn't broken in. It threw him from its back, and the man's son broke his leg. And the bone never healed right, left the boy lame. And people looked with pity in their eyes, shook their head and said, "Oh, you must have done something terrible in a past life. Such a curse." And the man shrugged and said, "Perhaps. But you know, sometimes a curse can be a blessing." A few months later, a war broke out. The emperor's soldiers came to conscript the young men of the village. But the boy with the broken leg couldn't go. The man's lame son was no good as a soldier. They didn't want him. And of all the young men who left that village to go and fight in the war, none of them returned. The people of the village looked at the man with the horse and his lame son and said, "Oh, you're so lucky." And the man shrugged and said, "Perhaps." So in these trying times, when the road ahead seems like an uphill struggle, always remember, it is sometimes the curses, the hard times in our life, which turn out to bring our greatest blessings.